Welcome everybody to another recap with Gino. Today, instead of actually breaking down SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and AEW, I'm going to do a segment called The Good, the Bad, and Ugly of the Week. We're going to be talking about Money in the Bank 2024 and Heatwave, NXT Heatwave. Well, let's get it out of the way right away. With the bad, or what you can say is really ugly. If anyone's seen it yet, the promo between Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice. I guess there's a reason NXT is developmental, huh? From the attempted, I don't know if it was actual how she cries or attempted crying or acting crying, he, but it looked like she was about to stroke out in a different sort of way, if that makes sense. Like she either looked like she ate something bad or was about to shit herself or I don't know what. But Lola Vice is going to get the brown, awful brown, because her performance was horrendously bad. Plus, I think she forgot her lines in that promo, a lot of them. And half the time she was inaudible with what she was saying. And also, I'm gonna have to give a little bit of a bad to Roxanne because being the pro she is, and the fact that she should be able to cut somewhat of a promo, or at least be able to carry somebody if she realizes they're struggling or forgotten something. She looked like she was stuck in deer in headlights half the time and stuttering for words, even though the script's already scripted and written for them, and they should have it memorized. So that's the bad of the week. The or I should say the awful of the week. The good of the week is Britt Baker is back in AEW. So she might actually be a real contender here to Mercedes Monet, Sasha Banks, whatever you want to call it. I don't. Yes, to me she'll always be Sasha Banks, even though she's Mercedes. That's one of the goods of the week. The second good of the week is Stephanie Van Cour is going to be a star now due to the match she had with Sasha Banks. For those of you that don't know her in North America now, you're welcome. And the off of the week is the MJF and Adam Cole storyline now makes completely no sense because Adam Cole's not even on TV again. Where the hell did Wardlow go? So the Undisputed Kingdom is now just Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. They turned Adam Cole heel for what reason whatsoever. Nobody still knows. Like I keep saying, AEW gives me a lot of WCW vibes. Like a lot of the time, it seems like they're doing things by the seat of their pants, and it just doesn't make sense. And the reason why this is all the off of the week, if you haven't seen it yesterday, MJF turned heel, destroying Daniel Garcia. And the rumor going on the internet that was Daniel Garcia's last day in AEW. His contract is over, and there's a rumor he is coming to WWE. And they wrote him off of TV the way they did. If you've seen the beatdown, it is a beatdown to say the least. And the worst part about the whole thing is the cameraman actually films Daniel Garcia blading. AEW just seems like it's ran by amateurs. I like AEW, but it seems like it's ran by amateurs. My personal opinion. All right, guys, let's get into Money in the Bank 2024. We're gonna give you my predictions. Let me just pull her up here. It is coming from my lovely country of Canada. Unfortunately, it's coming from Toronto. Sorry, a little bit of an inside joke there for those people who don't live in Canada. They don't know the rivalry between Vancouver and Toronto. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna kick off Money in the Bank. This is what I think we're kicking off Money in the Bank with, and Wikipedia believes with me. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre for the 2024 Money in the Bank Women's Ladder match. There's one of three ways I could see this match going. We know who's not winning this match. Andrade's there to do some cool shit, and that's about all Andrade's there to do. Because WWE's clearly given up on him and trying to connect the fans with him and him with the fans because neither gives a damn. Just being blatantly honest. Carmelo Hayes is still too new to the mainstream audience, even though the NXT hardcores like me know him and know how good he is. But he's not gonna win. So we're gonna go with LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, or Jey Uso. Can I be honest with you? Right now, I don't want to see any more Jey Uso main events. He's good. He's not good enough to main event. LA Knight is in the same thing, in my personal opinion, of Jey Uso, sorry. Plus, I also think Jey Uso is going to go do his own thing with the Bloodline because I think they're going to somehow get involved and cost him in this match. Or the Fireflies that he activated are going to cost him, which leads into my next theory. The Wyatt family is going to get to Gable before Gable gets to the Money in the Bank. I just want to see the spectacle of this. I think it's going to be really cool. So it leaves you two options: LA Knight, Drew McIntyre. My personal opinion: Drew McIntyre wins, and well, we know there's a heavyweight title match later that night, right? And he beat one of the people in that match, and he got screwed against the other person in that match. So is it Payback going to be a bitch, or is CM Punk going to make a miraculous recovery and yeah, sorry, I had something in it for a sec. CM Punk going to get involved, and we're going to have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in Cleveland. Drew wins the match. Should we go with my gut and my internal feelings? There's no reason Drew doesn't win this match and try and cash in later that night. It's my personal opinion. Following that, let me pull her up here again. I believe. Come on. We got the women's ladder match. I don't think that's going to happen. Wikipedia seems to be insane here. I think we're going to go with Sami Zayn versus Braun Baker for the Intercontinental Championship. This is in Canada. Yes, Sami is. Excuse me, guys. Yes, Sami is Canadian. But how do you beat Braun Breaker? I've read that over the internet. I've seen other people on the internet saying the same thing. The real Braun's on right now. You can't beat Braun. And there's no way you can actually beat Braun and make him look bad right now. Sami can take a loss. Sami doesn't need a belt. Sami is this great sympathetic underdog, either chasing or defending a belt. I think Sami's going to be in the same category as Jey Uso. I think the Bloodline and Sami Zayn are going to reunite for one night and one night only. I think we're going to see Sami at Bloodline. I mean, not with the Bloodline, sorry, at War Games. Um, hmm. But does Sami go in as champion, or does he give this belt to Braun? It's a belt that his father wasn't even ever close enough to good enough to have because his father retired before WCW got bought out and became a WWE entity. And Stott was too much of a loose cannon to ever be given a chance with this belt or any belt in WWE. Um, but does Braun deserve it? In my opinion, hell yes. Excuse me, guys. Braun is so much better than his uncle and his dad ever were. This dude's just a freak athlete, and the way he hits that spear is insane. Is it going to be a squash? I don't know. This could be a 20-minute match of brilliance, or it could be a 15-second squash. I'm gonna have to go with my gut on this. I think Sammy's gonna go off and do a thing with the bloodline. I think Braun's gonna win this belt, and I think Braun's gonna hold it to Mania. And then I think Sammy's gonna get revenge on Mania and take the belt back from Braun. My personal opinion. Following that, now we'll have the women's ladder match for the Money in the Bank. And keep in mind, every woman that's ever won this match has cashed in and been successful. And unlike the men's Money in the Bank, where CM Punk is a two-time winner, there's never been a repeat winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Um, excuse me. We got Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. Dark horse for me is Zoe Stark. She is so unbelievably good and so unbelievably talented. Not a good promo, amazing in-ring worker. Um, Unfortunately, the fans don't connect with her, so that's why she's the dark horse. She'd be the one I'd want to win because I think she deserves it. Lyra's not going to get it. Lyra's had a good run, but Lyra's not coming near this thing. I hope Naomi's not coming near it, unfortunately. Who I want to win and who I think would be really cool to win because she said she has dreams of bringing back the Divas title. Chelsea Green. Plus, being in Canada, could you imagine a pop that gets? It'd be really cool. I could see WWE doing something like that just for the reaction. Have her be the first ever person to lose as one Money in the Bank winner for women. Io Sky's a repeat winner would be really cool because it's only ever happened once, like I said, and that was CM Punk back to back. They've never done anything like that for women. Um, But WWE is all behind Tiffany Stratton. Like this girl is a megastar. I think she is the sky's the limit for her. Sitting here and thinking and talking to myself and going over different scenarios in my brain. I think this is going to come down to Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky. And the fact that Tiffany Stratton's with Nia Jax, and Nia Jax is probably going to win the women's match, or women's title, sorry, for SmackDown and SummerSlam. I think at some point Nia Jax is going to interfere in this match, and she's going to end up helping Tiffany Stratton with her and Io Sky being the last two people standing in this ladder match. And Tiffany Stratton is going to be your new women's Money in the Bank. Following that, we have a tag team match, 6-on-6. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes, the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, who doesn't have a title match, he doesn't have a program of singles one-on-one, versus the Bloodline, which incarnation I don't know. Is it going to be Solo Sikoa and Tama and Tonga? Is it going to be Solo Sikoa, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu? Is it going to be Solo Sikoa, Tama, and Jacob Fatu? Is it going to be Tama, Solo, and Tonga? Is it going to be Tonga, Tama, and Jacob? It's Solo Sikoa and one of these three varieties. I think it's going to be Solo, Tama, and Tonga. And Jacob Fatu is going to have his debut match at a different point in time and day where he'll be one-on-one featured and he'll be able to destroy somebody. Um, how do I see? There's one of three ways I see this match going. Since they keep teasing Cody and Randy, I think at one point I'm going to see an accidental miscommunication. Excuse me, which in the future will prove to be not accidental. And I think it'll be Randy Orton accidentally hitting Cody in the match, accidentally hitting Cody. And they're going to have a little bit of a fallout, but they're still going to be able to compete in the match together. Or we're going to see decimation of Kevin Owens, and he won't be able to get to either one of them because they'll be too distracted with each other. Or straight up, Solo Sikoa is going to, after the other two Bloodline members take care of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, Solo Sikoa is going to straight up in the middle of the ring clean pin Cody Rhodes, leading to a match between Solo and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in Cleveland. And that's where Roman Reigns is going to return. Or there's option 4, where Roman Reigns, music hits, and the Bloodline thinks he's coming back and they realize they messed up. And they're going to get distracted, and the good team wins. But Roman Reigns actually never comes out. But we have a match between Solo and Cody at SummerSlam, SummerSlam. And Roman Reigns' music hits for the second time as Solo and the Bloodline are beating down Cody after the match. And they don't think it's anything due to what happened the month previous. And Roman leads out a group of Jimmy, Jane himself to take out the Bloodline. And Cody, and help defend Cody. Two ways it plays out. I think Solo's going to pin Cody. I think there's going to be a little bit of a tease between Cody and Randy. Maybe even Cody and Kevin at some point. Cody Rhodes has not really had a steady contender to his belt, or even a real steady story outside of AJ Styles, 2 of the 3 defenses he's had. It seems like it's flat since Cody's won the belt. Seems like he hasn't really had much to do as compared to Damian over on Raw, who's got something to do in every match or every story, including the fact that he may actually get kicked out of the Bloodline because there's a tension between him and Finn. If you guys have actually been watching Raw lately, and you know what, I think that may play in at some point because the main event is the former champion Seth Rollins versus Seth freaking Rollins and Damian Priest. Stipulations are if Seth freaking Rollins loses, he can't challenge the belt as long as Damian Priest is champion again. If Damian loses, he's out of the Bloodline. I think Seth is gonna win this match and get the belt back solely because I think Finn is gonna come down and attempt to, but inadvertently screw over Damian Priest, ending up him losing the belt and being kicked out of Judgment Day. Sorry, because If you guys have been seeing Judgment Day for the last like week or two, he's saying Judgment Day needs him more than they need him. They need him more than he needs them. Kind of hinting to the fact that he's turning babyface slowly, and his just utter disdain for this thing that's happening with Liv Morgan and the fact that Finn is all in on it. I think Finn has just gotten tired of Damian, and if you actually saw Raw this Monday, Finn even told him, "You've changed. Since you won that belt, you've changed." And Finn came out to attack Seth for Damian during Monday Night Raw. He ended up getting hit, and Damian blamed Seth and Finn, and told him he doesn't need Finn or the rest of the Judgment Day to help him with anything. He's a big boy, can do everything on his own. I think that's going to lead to this feud. I think we're going to see Finn bring out the Demon for the first time in a while, and they're going to decimate Damian. And then when Mommy comes back, it's going to be her turn, led by Rhea. I think Damian and Mammy are going to be on the outside looking in the Judgment Day. And all the original members of the Judgment Day are going to be gone. Because one's in AEW and the other two are Damian and Mammy. And the whole thing is this full circle. Because if you remember, Rhea Ripley joined the Judgment Day by turning on Liv Morgan. So therefore, Liv Morgan would have taken everything from Rhea Ripley, including her group. WWE plays great stories. They did one for 10 years, didn't they? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. All right, guys, let me pull up the NXT card and we'll talk about that. One match I can tell you already is Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title. Let me just pull up the card here. We got to kick off the show pre-show match. We got Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace, two Canadian girls coming home to PLV. Both of their first ever PLEs, both from Vancouver. Sorry, not Vancouver, from Toronto. Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace are actually real life good friends. Ariana Grace is the daughter of Santino Marella. So Santino's in the crowd. How cool would that be for the man who invented the Cobra to see his daughter wrestle at WWE PLE versus JC Jane and Jasmine Nix? The bad people always win. Plain and simple. It's in Canada. They want to start the crowd off nice. Easy, get a good pop for the girls. So, or for the crowd. This one's easy. Carmen Petrovic and Ariana Grace win. It'll be a little bit of a can they coexist storyline for the match, but it's an easy pick. Also, first match of the evening. Nathan Fraser and Axiom versus Chase University's Andre Chase and Duke Hudson with Riley Osborne and Thea Hale. This one's weird. There seems like there's been a little bit of a tease between the champions, and Chase U looks like they might be getting the belts back for a second time. They haven't really done much in terms of title defenses or anything really with the NXT Tag Team titles in a while. And I think they're going the right way with Chase University, where it seems like they've got Nathan Fraser and Axiom ready to break up at some point. Or Chase U the right guys to drop the belts to, because I don't know if they're babyface or the heel. They do a lot of weird things. The crowd really likes Nathan Fraser and Axiom. They're a fun team together. They've had a few good matches. They've had the belts for quite a bit of time now. Excuse me. Long day, guys, and it's hot here in Canada. Um, I didn't think this match would be that hard to predict, but I'm gonna say Chase U wins. But I'm just gonna go with my gut. All right. Following that, we have Kalani Jordan versus Sal Ruka for the NXT North American Women's Championship. Say that. That's a mouthful. Kalani Jordan's probably not losing her second defense. But do you turn Sal Ruka heel? Or does Sal Ruka win and Kalani Jordan turns heel? There's two ways to do this. Or do they celebrate together after the match is over? And you have Fallon Henley come out with JC Jane and Jasmine Nix and put a beat down on them in the pay-per-view. You know what? I think I'm going to go with this is something that sticks out to me in my gut. I think you're going to see Kalani Jordan lose by some weird circumstances. Farouk is going to win the belt, and Kalani Jordan's going to turn heel and join up with Fallon Henley, and they're going to destroy Saw Ruka until she gets a friend who returns, or somebody you don't see coming, like maybe a Thea Hale. But I think we're gonna have two title changes on the NXT Heatwave pay-per-view. Following that, we're gonna are we gonna have three title changes? Or is this Wesley's last match in NXT? We have Obafemi versus Wesley. This is Wesley's last chance at the North American Championship, Men's North American Championship. Am I completely wrong on the first two and they stay on those champions and this one changes? Or is this Wesley's last night in NXT? Well, I think I got the same problems with Femi you got with Scott Steiner's little boy, or nephew there, Braun Breaker. You can't have him lose the belt this quick. I don't know how you beat Obafemi. He's gone 3-on-3s, he's gone 2-on-3s, he's gone 1-on-1, he's gone handicap matches, he's beat two guys at once. And Wesley's Wesley. The crowd loves him. He's one of the most popular stars in NXT. He's recently came back. He's more than ready to go to the main roster. Is this his swan song? His goodbye? Um, I'm gonna go with column B. I think this is Wesley's last night in NXT. I think you, my personal opinion, you can't beat Obafemi. Oba's gonna win. West is gonna be going to the main roster, and I think Oba's gonna have this belt for a little while longer because I don't know how you beat Obafemi and take the belts off him. And following that, you have Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice. For me, this one's plain and simple. And I know there's a lot of people who love Lola, and she will be good, like I've said a few times now. She's not ready to be champion. Roxanne's gonna win. She's gonna start celebrating. Some random music is gonna hit, and out comes Julia. And Julia's gonna beat her down. They're gonna have a match, and Julia will win the belt then. But Roxanne is not losing the belt to Lola Vice. Sorry. For all those marks out there that want that to happen, it's not happening. Following that, I believe it is the men's title match. Yes, it is. Trick Williams versus Javon Evans versus Ethan Page versus Sean Spears. This would be really cool again to have Canadian win here at home. And for both these guys, it is their home. They are from Toronto. And I don't think Javon Evans is going to come anywhere close to winning this belt. I think he's in the same category as Lola Vice. Good wrestler, just not ready enough yet to have the belt or carry it or carry the company. Um, Trick Williams is still tight and is over as hell. The crowd's never ever gotten behind Sean Spears or Ethan Page, but they will be over as hell in Canada. Both are very good heels for very different reasons, but they're not the right people to take the belt off of Trick Williams. But WWE's done different things before. They shocked the hell out of people. I mean, they ended the streak. So I don't think this is going to be something different. I think we're going to see Trick Williams whoop that Trick. Trick Williams keeps his belt. And I think it's Javon Evans, sorry, who takes the pin. Ethan Page can't take another loss this early in his NXT career. He'll mean absolutely nothing. I mean, he had one match and lost it, and then he had another match and won. So it is what it is. That's oh my gosh. Whew, tired. I guess from all the heat. That is my personal picks for this weekend's pay-per-view, both in Canada. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, leave them down below. And don't forget, if you want to click and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.